Hi friends, this is Raj and my task is to help you understand AI related things easily. Recently, OpenAI has completely revamped their APIs into a thing called Responses API with many features. They are going to completely stop supporting Assistant API in somewhere in 2026. So in case you think to use them, instead of using Assistant API, use Responses API. And in this video, we will look into Responses API. So here I'm on official documentation of Responses API. It says that most advanced interface for generating model responses. It supports text, image, structured output, function calling, conversation state, and extend the models with tool as well. So let's look into the different things provided here. So let's copy this part, and I'm here on my terminal. I'll first create a virtual environment. Then I'll source into the virtual environment. The first thing I'll do is that pip install OpenAI. Let me use -u tag so that I can receive the latest package, and then python -.env to read the environment file. Okay, let me open Visual Studio Code here. Yeah, let me put them side by side. Let's kind of create a better space for VS Code, and here I'll create config.py file. Here I'll read the virtual environment, let's say from .env import load and find. I'll say load and find, and I'll say import OS as well. So I'll say OS, let's say OpenAI underscore API underscore key equals to OS dot get env, and I'll say OpenAI underscore API underscore key, and here I'll create a .env file. I'll put the same key here, and I'll provide the value of the OpenAI API. Okay, let's save this. Don't worry about me exposing OpenAI API key. I'll destroy the key once I record the video. And now I'll create a main.py file, and here let's run the first example. So you can see it has now another kind of interface where we have responses and then create, and it has bunch of information that you can pass. We'll pass the model and input. I'll convert this to mini just to save some tokens, and I'll say import config, and here I'll say config.openai API key, and let's see how this goes. So I'll say python main.py. Yeah, you can see it has so many things now. Okay, it has a response ID created and stuff like that, which model use. It has now output, and here is the thing we are looking for. Okay, the type, role, status, message. Yeah, parallel tool calls was true as well, and obviously it has uses. Okay, and it has obviously cached token as well. So you can see it is kind of a very detailed thing and you need to get some time to understand this. Now let's look into another example of web search. This is very interesting, and yeah, let's get rid of these two things. So OpenAI has released their own hosted version of web search. So what it will do is that it will do the web search and summarize the result. Okay, and let's say today is, let's say, 14th March 2025, and here again I'll say mini, and under responses there is output, which is a list which has content, which is a list again, and it has text. Okay, let me save this and let's clear this thing, and I'll say Python main.py. Oh, my bad. So instead of, let's do this itself. Yeah, because function response is in different things. So let's do this thing itself, and I'll say Python main.py. Okay, so you can see now, let me make it big as well. Okay, so you can see here, this is the total thing. Now at this point we have this this thing, I guess, yeah, this thing shows the response from the tool itself. Okay, up to these things, I guess. Okay, it is hard to get the information, but this is the response from the model itself. It went and called the OpenAI hosted web search tool, and it has gathered the information, and then it has summarized the information for us. So this is a kind of a big step. You can see here, and yeah, this is the tool information, web search tool. It has searched the web, and the context size was medium. User location was US and no time zone and other things, and obviously we can manipulate those things as well. If I yeah, it is sometimes hard. So I'm sure it will take few things into argument of this tool, and we can modify those things, but it is a kind of a very good starting point for us to get help from web itself. So I will not run all the examples here. There is a file search as well. So this file search works in a very different way, that if I first go to my dashboard, I'll show you. Here under storage, you will find two storage: file storage and vector storage. So if you go to vector storage and you hit create, you can create new vector store. Just upload the files and it will do the chunking and vector conversion and all the things, and it charges you kind of a $0.1 per GB per day. So I guess if you have 1 GB of information, you will be charged $3 per day, and sorry, per month, my bad. And then if you come here, you have this tool called file search. It takes vector store IDs. So you copy this ID, pass it here, and you can change different things like max number of results and stuff like that. And you can then use this as a tool. So it will get information from the vector store itself. So there are obviously streaming functionalities there, function calling. So the same old typical function calling functionality is still there. And then there is a reasoning. So this is reasoning as well. You can provide how much efforts you want to put into the reasoning as well. So I think this is very powerful API by OpenAI. And if you have worked with Assistant API, you have found that it was very, very useful. But this is better than Assistant API, and I'm looking forward to building things on top of this into near future. So check out my space on YouTube to see latest update on building stuff on Responses API. I hope you have gained some knowledge out of this video, and if you do so, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the life, feel the music. Peace.